this video, I'm gonna give you guys my setup tour and also show you guys some of the settings and some of the programs I use on a day-to-day basis and some secrets on how to get better performance. I hope you guys enjoy.
Sheesh, welcome to my setup tour, let's go. But yeah, I mean, no better way to jump into a setup tour than just to start talking about what's in my room. Oh yeah, sorry about the pillows are jacked. Well, as you guys can tell, it's pretty much the same stuff, just new room pretty much, but there is a few different updates. So let's start off with the furniture first. Let me start off with the furniture. I don't want to give away all the juicy stuff yet, but we'll get into furniture. So this right here, we got this little dresser. It's where I keep all my clothes and like extra stuff. This is an IKEA Malm. It's like 6 drawers. This thing is a ton of storage. Highly recommend it if you want a good storage that doesn't like break the bank. An IKEA Malm. Michael Jordan bobblehead, LeBron bobblehead. Some Lego sets right there. Some dope Lego sets, some plants. My headset, the Razer Black Shark V2 Pro. I love the headset, but I do think I'm going to upgrade my headset in the future to like a Sennheiser, like something that's like actually good for audio. Oh, Akko, they sent me these switches for a keyboard build, or for 3 keyboard builds actually. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. It's gonna be a really good video. But yeah, shout out to Akko for sending me these, the reds, the whites, and the lavenders. Super excited to try them out. All right, the desk, it's an IKEA Idison 47-inch non-electric. I get this question a lot actually whenever I show off my desk. So yeah, I love the desk, super sturdy. It has really nice looking legs, like it's a great desk.
I also had another desk too, but unfortunately right after I got it, I found out I was moving, so I never really had a chance to really make a video around it. But yeah, this desk was from E1 Racing. It's an RGB desk. It was honestly a really good desk too. It was really stable, had a lot of room. I'll leave a link to it in the description below if anyone's interested.
IKEA Alex, a classic. And I don't even know what this is. This is also from IKEA, this like little that thing right there. Okay, let me show you the modem is a CM2000 from Netgear, and the router is like an Asus Rapture AXC 11000. It's cracked. This is like the best router you can get. And yeah, I have like one of the best Xfinity plans. I don't know, cracked internet. And you guys might be wondering, why do you have curtains everywhere? What is that? What is this about? Why do you have curtains in your room when it's not even facing a window? Well, curtains actually do treat sound, and they kind of treat sound a little bit better than what sound panels would do. And yeah, and they're also like cheaper. I got the curtains off of Amazon. The curtain rods were like off of IKEA. Yeah, really didn't break the bank, and adds a lot of good like noise dampening in the room. Oh, and also the carpet. The carpet is a IKEA Stoens. Really nice carpet. Carpets also do help out with sound dampening a lot too. Series X is chilling here, and I'm gonna pair it with this monitor. Also garbage bags because you're a trash kid. And now let me talk about the lighting in here. All right, so this is an Elgato key light, Elgato ring light, really good lights. Got another curtain going on because you really want sound dampening right where your voice is going, and my voice is going that direction, so it really helps out a lot, make my voice sound better.
Makes it sound like this.
Because I don't want like a roomy echoey effect, so I had that on my last setup. Okay, now let me sit down in this beautiful chair from IKEA. Honestly, this was not worth the money. Like, usually IKEA doesn't scam me with money, but this one kind of was. But it's not horrible. It gets the job done, but it could have been cheaper. All right, now let's sit down and talk about the real meat of this setup. First thing you guys are probably noticing is I have 2 monitors now. If you guys didn't know, I used to have 4 monitors. The reason why I cut down is because after a month, I started to notice I was getting headaches and like real like bad eye strain and all that stuff. So I took down the 2 other monitors that were on top, and after that I got like it went away. So I feel way better now. So I'm just gonna stick with 2 for now. And also these are my MSI something quantum dot monitors. These are beautiful. 1440p, 165 hertz. That's all you really need for Minecraft. Highly recommend these 2 if you want a nice 1440p 165 monitor. Right here you're probably noticing, what is this? Why is this sticking out of literally nowhere? That is an Elgato solid arm, as you guys can see right there, and it has some Elgato flex arms on it, and that's where I put my camera for hand cam. It gets like the perfect like shot of it. If you guys watch the streams, you know what it looks like. Looks dope. Has the Cam Link 4K and then like a charging cord. Oh wow. Yeah, that's how I get my hand cam shots. Solid arm, straight to the camera. The mic I use is an AT2020 Amazon Basics XLR cable, Wave XLR interface. It's a really nice, not totally too expensive audio setup. I don't know, any creators out there who have enough to spend on an XLR mic, even as like something like a AT2020, I highly recommend it. The mic arm is an InnoGear heavy duty arm. It's really nice, can extend a lot and all that. You can get it in like a larger size too. This is really all you need. I wouldn't spend $100 on a mic arm. But hey, you do you. Keep the cable management. Sheesh. The only cable coming out is the charging cable? What?
Ignore the router cables, please. I might be replacing the drawer, so I'm not going to cable management that yet.
The mouse that I was just using is the Pulsefire Haste. Minecraft players, you should probably be aware of this mouse. I've been putting it onto this mouse for months now. Definitely worth checking it out, especially my reviews. Next to the audio interface, we have an Elgato Stream Deck. This is the Mark 1. The Mark 2 is like selling out a ton, so that's the one I got, and it works pretty much the same way, just no interchangeable faceplates. Stream Decks are nice though. Highly recommend if you're a streamer. A keyboard, the good old gaming bread and butter, the Apex Pro. Obviously, it's not the best for typing, but for gaming, this is like one of the best you can have. Mouse pads. Probably a question you guys are really asking about right now. This is the GameSense Radar. This is the GameSense Rush. I'm testing them out right now. I'll probably do a review on them soon. Great mouse pad so far. I also have a Heian somewhere. I moved. I don't really know where it is right now, but I know I have it somewhere. The Heian is my most favorite mouse pad of all time. It's a great mouse pad. Okay, PC time. You guys are probably all wondering, oh my god, what's your specs? What's your specs? This PC is insane. I probably would have gone, I custom built it. It's not a pre-built. A lot of people think it's pre-built. I would have gone for a different case if I could go back, but the case doesn't have like insane issues. It's an NZXT H510 Elite. Not the best airflow, but just enough for me, to be honest with you. CPU 3900X. GPU is a 3080. As I was going to Micro Center to get the remaining pieces, I noticed that they had 3080 restock and there was only 10 people in line. So I was like, I have to go get it. And that's why I got my 3080. Yeah, 64 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know why all the sticks are not lighting up, but trust me, they work. 3200 megahertz. It's insane. Yeah, I'll put all the rest of the specs like up on the screen right now. They're like the miscellaneous specs, but yeah, those are the main specs. A cup of water, make sure to hydrate. And now into part 2, where I'll show all my settings right now.
All right, now let's talk about my lunar settings. For a majority of the lunar settings, I'm just gonna show what's actually visible on screen, but don't worry, I will jump into performance settings. There's this one setting that I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about, and it can substantially increase your FPS by a ton. I know it sounds really clickbaity, but I promise you nobody's talking about it. This is my ping up here. I've gotten it down to as low as 5. This is just because I live right by the servers, but here, you pause, look at all that. CPS, you could pause, look at all that. Scoreboard, pause, potion effects, FPS, and then pack display. All right, that's pretty straightforward. I'm not really gonna jump all into these mods because there's so many. Settings. All right, let's go to performance and let's talk about it. So, lazy chunk loading. Whenever you read the description here, it shows you this little chart of how much FPS you get off what setting. Lowest. That will actually make a substantial FPS boost in game. It doesn't really apply in lobbies that much, but in game, you'll notice a substantial amount of FPS. And now it will load chunks a little bit slower, but to be honest, in games like Bed Wars or Sky Wars, I never noticed it. I was never affected by it. So if you want more FPS, I would say probably put this to lowest. In survival, it might affect you, but in PvP like Bed Wars stuff, it's not really gonna affect you, and it'll actually give you a lot of FPS. All right, here we have my OBS going and everything. This is for YouTube live streams. This is just the chat. Just ignore that. These are all my scenes. Now, before I show you my settings, let me just let you know there are like a million different ways you can trick out your OBS settings, and there's a lot of different ways to actually have good settings. It really just depends what your PC is and what you prefer. So, stream. When I'm streaming on YouTube, it'll say YouTube. When I'm streaming on Twitch, it'll say Twitch. For streaming, I just do a 10K bit rate. I turn off psycho visual tuning. I have max frames 2. Obviously, NVIDIA NVIDIA if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. Recording. We have the recording format MP4. Sometimes I'll use CQP. Sometimes I'll use CBR. Right now I'm using CBR. Preset max performance, profile high, psycho visual tuning off, max frames 2. Audio, I put actually track 1 at 192. Replay buffer 25 seconds. If you ever played Xbox and like had the clip saver or whatever, or like PS4 or something, that's essentially what replay buffer is. Audio, I pretty much didn't touch any of this besides this. My mic input's that. My desktop input's that. Video, I recorded 165. That's just my monitor's refresh rate. Frame rate has a big impact on how well you're actually gonna record. So make sure you set it nice to like whatever your computer can handle, because you don't want to be recording at 240 FPS and at the time you're done recording, it ends up telling you can't save the file and you're screwed. So make sure you test out your frame rate a bunch and see what's good for you. Base canvas, set it to whatever your monitor's resolution is. Output scaled, well, 9 times out of 10, you find 1920 by 1080 is fine. Downscaled filter by cubic, or you could do by linear too. Advanced, I use color space in 709, partial, process priority high. I actually also run OBS as administrator. It'll actually give you better encoding and stuff like that. All this. I think majority of this is default. So yeah, there's that. And let me show you some other secret to make OBS run way better. Turn game mode off, your OBS will run better. That's something I learned. Mine was on, I could barely run over 100 FPS. I turned it off, it got way better. Here are my shaders. Ped says what I use when I just want motion blur without any like shader effects, and complementaries when I use whenever I want like the actual shader effects. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the setup tour / settings video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, you're a real one for making it this far. See ya.